Welcome to Get to Know Our Community. This is MC with Pacific Wide Real Estate and Mortgage. Today, we would like to you to get to know a very young attorney who been volunteer doing public service work since he was really little, and we hope you will find inspiration and motivation to do something good for our community. So now let's join Mimi. Hi, Mimi.
Hi, G.
Would you please say hi to the audience?
Hi, everyone. Nice to meet you. Thanks for having me on the show.
Oh, my pleasure. Thank you. We're gonna talk. We're gonna ask questions so that the audience can get to know you more.
Okay. That sounds great.
Can you tell me what you currently do right now?
Okay. So I am an immigration attorney. I do nonprofit work. I've been doing this for about 3 years. I graduated from law school in 2014, but I got into public interest work way before that.
Wow.
So I've kind of been volunteering with the community. I was born and raised in San Jose, so I want to give back to the community. I've been doing volunteer work since middle school, high school. I was in a community service fraternity in college, and then I decided to go to law school so I can help my community and give back to my own community.
Wow, you've been doing volunteer and public service work for when you was really little.
Yeah, from when I was really young.
And now you, even after graduation as an attorney, you're still doing volunteer work.
Yeah, so the work that I do is completely pro bono. So this past year, I was the VABANC Law Fellow. So the VABANC Law Foundation, each year they give out one fellowship, which allows me to find a host organization. And basically I applied for a grant. I gave them a proposal of what I wanted to do, and then I find a host site, and then I work there for the year. So that's what I've been doing. My current position is at Step Forward Foundation, doing immigration work for the Vietnamese community and deportation work.
Oh, wow. So how many hours do you work per week?
Generally about 40 hours per week, but if we have to work nights or weekends, then it could be a little bit more than that. So sometimes we do weekend events like citizenship workshops or educational workshops to teach the community about what's going on with immigration issues.
Oh, wow.
So about 40 to 50 hours.
Wow. Yeah. So like more than a full-time job.
It could be more than a full-time job.
Can you repeat the name of the organization that hired you for this position?
Okay, so it's the Vietnamese American Bar Association of Northern California. We have a sister branch called the VABANC Law Foundation. So the VABANC Law Foundation is the organization that provides one fellowship per year. So out of the Minority Bar Association, VABANC Law Foundation actually gives the highest grant to one fellow per year.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
So if someone like just graduated from school and want to work for that organization, how do they find the information? Like where to go find it?
Okay. So right now there is the fellowship and it's open again. So it's at the VABANC Law Foundation. You can actually find it through vabanc.org, and it links you to the application this year.
Can you spell the word?
Yeah, so VABANC.org, O-R-G, and there should be an application link to the 2019 fellowship for next year.
Wow.
So we're looking for someone to take on this role and to serve the community, do public interest work for the next year. So if anyone wants to do it, the application's available online.
Oh, that's awesome. So as you listen to Mimi, she said there's an opening position. If you want to do what Mimi is doing, you have an opportunity to do it. Let's talk more about what you do. So, okay, let's go back to the organization. You call it the Vietnamese
American Bar Association of Northern California. So it's our group of Vietnamese lawyers in Northern California.
And they are nonprofits?
So we are an organization. We're a branch of the nonprofit of VABANC Law Foundation. And we take law students every year, and we work with attorneys to mentor new law students. But the VABANC Law Foundation is our nonprofit branch. That's correct.
And this is one owner of the company, or there are?
We don't really have an owner. It's a board.
I
So
see.
we have a board, and we don't have a specific owner. We do have a president, a vice president, secretary, and treasurer for that board. And then for our VABANC board, we have it's all volunteer. So no one gets paid for the work that we do. Both
Wow.
organizations are nonprofit organizations. No one gets paid. It's volunteer based. So
Wow.
no owners.
So the whole organization are a group of attorneys. They are all volunteers.
Yes.
And they create their own fund to pay for the people who are gonna apply for the opening position right now.
That's correct. So the year work of the board members are to raise funds or fundraise and find sponsors for the following year's fellow.
Oh, I see.
Yes.
Wow, that's so awesome. I like it.
It's great.
It is. So can you tell us what do you do every day as you do this? You call it pro bono?
Pro bono.
Yeah. What do you do every day at your work?
Okay, so for my fellowship, I'm at Step Forward Foundation. Pretty much we do consultations with people in the community. So we serve mainly the low income community. We do consultations, so we have people come in and we ask them questions about their immigration needs. We assess their case, and then if we're able to take on their case, if they meet all of the eligibility requirements, then we are able to help them with immigration petitions or with deportation cases. Some of the cases that I focus on could range from anywhere from naturalization to family petitions. At the current office that I'm at, it's primarily victim services. So we help people with that are victims or survivors of human trafficking, domestic violence, of other crimes. And then we also help with asylum and a lot of deportation work or asylum work.
Oh, so and the people who come to talk to you and you are working as a consultant, they don't have to pay anything.
No, our consultations are completely free, and our services are completely free. So as long as they meet the requirements of being below a certain income, since that's our focus is with the low income community, they don't pay at all for any of the services that we provide. The only thing that they may have to pay for is the fees for the applications that goes straight to the government. But we don't charge for our services at all.
Oh, wow,
Yeah.
this is awesome. So if one of our audience or a few of them want to call in to get help, what is the phone number or a website to go to?
So the organization that I'm currently at is Step Forward. So the website is STEPFWD.
Can you write it
.org.
down? Because later on I will put it on my Facebook.
Yes.
Can you write it down somewhere?
Yeah. And then at the VABANC VABANC, we have a legal clinic once a month as well. So we serve the Vietnamese community, and we do consultations specifically in Vietnamese.
Oh.
And that's once a month in San Jose, and we also do once a month in Oakland as well. So I can give you that information.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
Is that like a certain day in the month?
For the one in San Jose, it's the second Wednesday of the month.
So that's for only for the people who only speak Vietnamese, and it's only on Wednesday, the second Wednesday of the month.
Yes.
And how do they sign up, or they just showed up?
So we have a phone number that they can call, and then we'll schedule them, and they'll get an appointment time, and it's usually in the evenings because people have work, and so it's easier and it's more accessible for people to come in the evenings.
Oh.
So we schedule them in the evening, and this year we've been partnering with Vivo, which is another nonprofit in the area.
We know Vivo.
Yeah, so they do, they have a Know Your Rights presentation, so they do that during that evening session, and then we do consultations as well right
wow.
after the session. So they just need to call, make an appointment, we'll schedule them, we'll they'll let us know what area of law they're looking for help in, and then we'll either have an attorney call in and do the consultation for them, or I will be there, or Andy or Nguyen are usually there as well.
Oh, wow.
So we can help them if it's any area that we practice.
Can I have the phone number that people call into
Yes.
for the consultation?
I'll give that to you right after, and then
Okay.
we'll post it.
Okay, that's awesome. I
Thank
think
you.
people would love to have that information.
Mm-hmm.
So, do you have any advice to the people who want to bring their family to the U.S. or the people are in the process of sponsoring their family from Vietnam and they're having a hard time? So, could you please give us some advice?
Okay. My first advice would obviously be to speak with a legal representative or a lawyer, counsel of some sort. We do see that in our community we're a little bit more vulnerable because we generally trust people that speak our language. We don't generally always check on their credentials or look at the quality of their work.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah,
That is
so-
sad.
It's actually really sad, and we see it all the time. The after effects of what happens when people pay a lot of money for services, and they're not receiving the right services, or if they're not getting the benefits that they're applying for.
Oh.
So we see that a lot, and it's unfortunate. So my first advice would be to obviously talk to an attorney that is reputable in the community, and then
Do you have anyone you recommend?
Yeah, there's a list of nonprofit attorneys. So generally, I would say you could talk to a nonprofit attorney first to kind of assess, what your case looks like, and then if you don't qualify for the services, we can give you referrals to attorneys that you might be able to pay to take on your case, but you already have a general idea of what you need and what type of help you may need. I know that a lot of people in our community wants to sponsor family members from Vietnam, and that process is taking a long time. So with that, you just kind of have to be very patient and know that the process is going, and attorneys don't really have control of how fast immigration and the federal government actually moves.
But from what you're saying, I think it's best to find someone that have the knowledge
Yes.
and can help and don't charge so much fee.
Yeah.
So should start out with a non-profit attorney.
Yeah,
Like-
to just chat and kind of get an understanding of what the process looks like.
Can you repeat what you just said one more time to everyone? Like when where should they go? Who should they talk before they?
Okay, so when you first, my advice would be to speak with a nonprofit attorney or an immigration attorney that doesn't charge for a consultation, so you can get a general understanding of your needs. And once you get a general understanding of your needs and you don't meet the qualification for a nonprofit organization, then you at least go into your meeting hiring to hire an attorney with the knowledge that you would need of what the process looks like and how long the process would take.
Yes, thank you so much. Just a question. As we also see that so many, because we talk about immigration, and a lot of us are immigration. I am an immigrant myself, and we see that so many of us are very successful, successful in the U.S. What do you think? What do you think about all that people who came here and they're so successful? What do you think about them?
I think immigrants are just gritty. I think immigrants have, they know how to work hard. They know what it's like to to lose everything that they have and leave their home to come to a brand new country. And if you don't, work hard, if you don't, if you're not gritty, if you're not driven, then you can't succeed. But I think Vietnamese immigrants, we have that grit, we have that drive. My parents are both immigrants, are both refugees, and we have this principle of working hard to get, what we want in life, or where, we're living the American dream.
Right.
So I think some of the rhetoric that we're hearing today about immigrants and anti-immigrant rhetoric, I think it's really unfortunate, because I think we really contribute to the society. I think we help the economy. I think we bring compassion. I think we bring culture. I think we bring diversity. So I think immigrants bring so much to the table that sometimes often gets overlooked. So I think it's amazing how so many immigrants are very successful. We have, people doing amazing things in the community and for the community.
Yes.
So
I agree.
I think immigrants are amazing, and I think it brings so much diversity and so many different things to the table, and helps the U.S. itself and America succeed and thrive.
That's awesome. Very good, very good. Thank you. To me, most of us, or all of us, immigrants, we came here with bare hands. So we know we have to work hard for our children, and because of that mentality, we work really hard, and that's make me, I feel very proud of what we've been like, how our Vietnamese or other community that also immigrant to the U.S. I feel so proud of all of us who immigrants, that we work hard. We don't take things for granted. We work hard because we know everything in life we need to earn it.
Yes.
I'm so proud of that. But really good. And I see young people like you growing up and working hard and think for other people, working public service. I don't know, I admire young people, and that's why I create this program. I want to acknowledge all the people like you that, think for other, work for other. I really appreciate it.
Well, if we didn't have our parents who kind of paved the way for us, we wouldn't be where we are. And we wouldn't be able to get the education that we received if, the generation before us didn't pave that path for us. So we're eternally grateful for that as well. So
yes,
thanks for leading the way.
We're so happy you guys are successful. That's awesome. My next question for you is, what motivate and inspire you in your daily life that keep you moving forward with all your hard work and good work?
I think we kind of touched on that already. I think I'm just grateful for, I kind of feel that I won the citizenship lottery. I just happened to be born here because my parents immigrated from Vietnam, and they had to because of the war, right? So I have, the opportunity to serve the community and to do great things for the community because a terrible thing happened and my parents had to leave their home country. So that's what motivates me to do my work, is to contribute positively towards society, because I wouldn't be here if my parents didn't give me that opportunity. So
yeah, that's right. That's good that you are young, but you see all that and you appreciate, and that's really awesome. And of course, we didn't want to leave our country. No one want to, but we are forced to. That's no good, but it also opened up another door for us to grow. This is maybe our second country, but our home country now. It's good to see you guys growing. What do you enjoy most about your work?
There's a lot of things that I enjoy about my work, but there's also a lot of things about my work that I find that's very sad. But I think the thing I enjoy most is that I'm able to help people who are in a very vulnerable position. I really like working with people and seeing their case all the way through to see, how it started and where it ends. And generally that's working with victims of crimes. So I've been working a lot more with victims of human trafficking, and it actually happens more in our community than we actually know of.
Oh my God.
So we see people who were brought by their family members to work in nail salons. We see people who were brought by their family members to do housework in different industries, and they don't realize that they're being trafficked. They're brought here to pay back a debt because they think living in America is great, and they don't realize that their family or their friends are taking advantage of them. They come here and they're promised all sorts of things like green cards, or they're promised a paycheck, and they don't get it. And so if I'm able to help people like that obtain some sort of immigration benefits, that's really rewarding to me. So I think at the end of the day, when I'm able to help someone obtain some immigration benefits, that puts them in a better place than they were before. That's why I do my job, and that's what makes me happy, and that's where I feel rewarded.
Oh, wow. That's really good. Thank you for sharing that. I know it's really hard when you deal with those cases, but you found the, I don't know, you found that what you do is meaningful because you know you're helping somebody to have a better place to live or better life.
Yeah,
that's
so
really good.
I'm really just passionate about my work, even if it's getting someone citizenship. It's a big deal. Like, you know, it's a huge accomplishment for the people that we work with when they finally get their naturalization certificate. They can say, I'm an American citizen, and they're just so happy about it, and it means like the world to them. So it's amazing. It's great work.
It is. I can tell you're so happy.
Yeah.
So I just want to ask you, what advice would you give someone who just graduated from law school? Anything that's come to your mind?
I would say to just have perseverance, just to persevere through all the hardships that you are going to encounter. You've made it through law school. The bar is incredibly hard. If anyone tells you it's easy, it's probably not true. And if you've gotten so far, it's just you've gotten through it through perseverance. The economy is a little bit better now, so finding a job is a little bit better, but you might not find what you want right away. So it's just perseverance, just getting through it and being extra resilient, and knowing that you can create your own path of what you want to practice, what kind of lawyer you want to be, what types of ethics you want to have when you are practicing. Just persevere, be really resilient, and you'll get to where you want to go.
Wow, that's a very good advice. And another question, do you want to say anything to our audience, like whatever you want to say, because you've been doing this type of job for a long time? You want to say anything to tell people how you feel, what you think, anything? You can say anything.
I would just love to see more Vietnamese public interest attorneys in the area. In immigration, there's only a handful of us in San Jose, and San Jose has a very huge population of Vietnamese people. We're probably one of the top 3 in the nation, and just in terms of immigration alone, we have less than 5 nonprofit immigration attorneys. That's very little resources for our community. So if I could ask, law students or people who are excited about going to law school, if you would consider public interest work so that we can serve the community, that would be great.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful what you just said. I love it. Yeah, I love it. Go ahead, and if you have more, that's.
And no, just thank you so much for inviting me to be on the show and just to talk about, the work that I do and the work that the community needs. Thank you so much.
Oh, yeah. my pleasure. And again, I appreciate that you spend time talking to me today, because I really want to say thank you for being such an awesome person. You are so young, so beautiful, and you have a good heart as well. Hello and goodbye, and I'll see you next time. If you have any question for Mimi, you can also message us, and if you have if you know someone who is doing a lot of public service and you want to be on my show, and that person want to be on my show, I love to talk to that person. Thank you so much. Bye bye now. Bye.